everybody, and welcome to episode 5 of the InCntrl podcast. I'm your host, as always, Ole, and joining me, as always, is my co-host, PK. PK, how's it going, man?
Yeah, it's been a while. Well, relatively.
It's been a week.
Yeah.
A week or 2 weeks? 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Not too long.
Happy to be back, as usual.
Yeah, so guys, this is the InCntrl podcast, your one-stop shop for all the latest gaming news, our opinions on what's happening in the industry, and just keeping you generally informed, and we like to think entertained. And we thank you so much for joining us once again.
We generally like to talk about video games.
Yeah, we mostly try and stick to that. Sometimes we go to some weird places, but you just have to learn to stick with us.
Yeah, if you're here, then you want to hear about video games, but we occasionally go into rants about
well,
movies.
I don't think there's too much to rant about today, so we'll be pretty calm, I think. So you know what? Let's just jump straight into it with our first section, which is the news. Now, we've got a couple interesting news stories going on for you guys. First of all, Patrick, one of the biggest games out there, Call of Duty. What do you think about Call of Duty?
Call of Duty. Okay. To be fair, I do enjoy most Call of Duties that come out.
Yeah,
but I don't
like the campaigns.
I do like the campaigns, yeah, and even multiplayer. I spent a little bit of multiplayer on Black Ops 3, even when I was at your place. But then I reached also a point, and I don't know if it affected other people like this in the same way. I reached a point where Call of Duty, I was mainly just looking forward to something to play multiplayer when I don't have anything to play.
Yeah. Just like run around like a headless chicken and shoot some people in the face.
Exactly, and I was even playing a little bit of Black Ops 3 online, and I realized that this game was more of a pastime that I didn't really get it like fully endorsed into all the time. And the upcoming Call of Duty, at least, that seems like a campaign that I will truly
definitely
enjoy, because we're going back to
World War II.
We're
going back to World War II. So the new Call of Duty, basically for this year's COD, which is almost the same way as saying this year's FIFA. But anyway, we have Call of Duty World War II revealed with an in-engine trailer. Trailer was actually pretty
trailer was
sweet.
good. I enjoyed it.
Trailer was pretty cool. So basically, we're back in World War II. Call of Duty is basically
where it all began.
Yeah, the first COD was World War II.
It was D-Day.
Yeah. So Call of Duty is going back to its roots. The future is dead. No more jetpacks. No more lasers. No more slide boosts.
Robotic arms.
Robotic arms. None of that futuristic nonsense. It's all out, and now we're going back to its roots. So we got a few interesting details as well in addition to this trailer. So obviously the game's in World War II. The game's opening apparently is gonna take place as D-Day with the Normandy landing, which they show bits of in the trailer. In the campaign, we're going to be an American squad leader who like controls a small group of. He's leading a small group of men, about 10 soldiers, and he's gonna be the main focus of the campaign. But we're still, because World War II is absolutely massive. There's tons of places that they could go. So we're still gonna get to play as other characters, which they're being a bit cagey about.
Do you think that they're gonna pull it off a little bit better than Battlefield 1?
I think they will, because I think it'll be more of a like cohesive thing. Because the thing with Battlefield 1 was like it was just separate war stories, right? That weren't attached to, they weren't connected really to each other. Yeah, and I think this is going to feel like more as a body of work.
I'm actually kind of I'm not scared is not the word, but I do have a feeling that this Call of Duty will be slightly better than Battlefield 1, and it will kind of overshadow what they did, even though they did make that money. Regardless, they made that money. But fact of the matter is that there is a high possibility that this game might just smash it.
Yeah, I think I have high hopes for the campaign. I think because Sledgehammer as well Sledgehammer Games are making this year's COD. And the last Call of Duty they did was Advanced Warfare, which had a brilliant campaign. That was a campaign that had Kevin Spacey as the main bad guy. But I really enjoyed that campaign. Absolutely hated the multiplayer. And the next year was Black Ops 3, and it swapped. I loved the multiplayer.
I never played much of the
campaign
multiplayer.
was hot garbage.
And I never played much of the multiplayer for Advanced.
I played it for like 6 hours. I was like, this is crap. Like the movement, because that's when they really started putting the slide boosts and jetpacks and whatnot. And I was like, yeah, this just isn't working for me. But a cool thing as well is this will be the first COD in a forever that will have no health regeneration. You're going to have to actually go and pick out health packs to, so no more basically being Rambo. On steroids, on crack.
Yeah, I think it's fair for you to make a first-person shooter where it's just gruelingly hard. Like, it has to be really...
But can it be that hard because it has to work for the casuals? Call of Duty is the best-selling game every single year, which by definition means the most casual of video game players play that game. So how would they respond to like their Call of Duty no longer having health regen?
Even, look, even when I heard that there's no health regeneration, I think that it's okay, guys. I think it's okay to make a difficult first-person shooter. You don't always have to make it for the casual gamer. Look,
Doom was amazing.
Doom was good.
With
yeah, but Doom
but I mean, Doom
I died a shitload.
Yeah, but Doom's DNA isn't, you know, having health packs anyway.
But I do totally like support the idea of making a difficult first-person shooter. If you cannot get through this level, you have to have it in your head about the tactics that you're going to use. You have to know what you're going to avoid. And I feel that brings a certain level of beauty to a game.
Yeah.
I mean, let's not even get into our friends in the room who play the Souls games. Yeah, but having a level of difficulty is sometimes essential.
And I think more than that as well is it helps keep Call of Duty fresh in some way. Because let's be honest, there's a certain degree that Call of Duty has gone stale. That's why last year we had that new COD, Infinite Warfare, most disliked, second most disliked trailer of all time on YouTube. That's a few fanboys as well, obviously getting involved, but I think people as well were genuinely like kind of tired of the same thing. And now this video has like 10 million views in 2 weeks.
Black Ops 3 was pretty good though.
Yeah, Black Ops 3 was cool, but I think this is a nice way to refresh it.
Yeah, we have to go back.
And I should add that there's also going to be a separate co-op campaign, entirely separate from the single-player campaign. So you can play through the game with a friend as well, and that would be pretty cool to see how they get that going. But the main mode of the game, as we know, is multiplayer. Weirdly enough, they've got a new game mode that's literally just called War. That's all it's called, but it's going to work kind of like operations in Battlefield 1, which were these large-scale battles with stories, and that had dynamic objectives that would change as the match goes on.
Chaos.
So you can imagine like, oh, go defuse this bomb, and then maybe from there with your team you have to go hold a point, and the defending team has to stop that. That would be pretty interesting. I think this, like, for COD, I don't know. I think it could work.
I think they can really make it work, especially when, what I've noticed even from, let's even look at it from a movie perspective and comparison to a video game perspective. I truly think that World War II gives you an opportunity to kind of be more flexible with the story and the gameplay, and you can really tap into certain old war stories instead of going... Instead of recreating your own future that seems a little bit... You kind of have more of an attachment. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be really good.
Yeah, it would be really interesting.
Especially from a storytelling kind of perspective. It's a good idea to go back now.
I mean, even if it only keeps you entertained for, let's say, 10, 15 hours, because obviously you will repeat the same stories, just like how it is in BF1 operations. But, I mean, even if you get something out of it with 15 hours, that's fine.
That's fine.
Because, you'll go back to deathmatch and capture the flag and everything. And what they've also added, now this is pretty crazy, is social space where players can hang around and interact with each other called headquarters. So this is basically going to function if you've ever played Destiny, like the tower, where you meet other players and you just, you'll be able to upgrade your character there, buy skins, buy your weapons, as well as just meet up with people too. If you want to join up and, be a group together in deathmatch.
Yeah.
The Call of Duty community is toxic as hell. Let me just say. I am scared for the headquarters. I feel like it's going to be a place that when no one has voice chat on, because, you know how voice chat works?
Yeah, of course.
But it would still be cool. It could still be cool even without, the voice chats and stuff.
Doesn't that sound like it's gonna be a little bit chaotic? It feels.
Yes, you will, and kind of cringeworthy because it's World War II, which you're kind of supposed to respect. But then you see, Spaceballs 420, like just jumping up and down across this headquarters base or whatever.
That sounds like chaos to me.
Yeah.
It sounds a little bit like chaos.
Could be a mess.
But it could work beautifully.
The thing is, what are you actually doing there apart from maybe buying stuff? You know what I mean? You have to put some interesting activities or something. I don't know.
Is there something that I can do with you while we're in there together? Is there something... Yeah. Or are we just gonna end up and be like, oh, there's Oleg, let me go buy my new skin?
You said chaos. It says here it's going to support up to 48 players. 48 players in Call of Duty in one space. My mind is just blown right now. Because for me, that's like... anyway, you know what? I don't want to sound like a hater of the Call of Duty community or something, but... I just feel I have no idea how they're going to make this.
It's not you being a hater, it's just you acknowledging that it's not friendly. It does seem that it's gonna...
48 players.
It's not gonna be in order.
Destiny only had like 24 and people are teabagging each other in the tower and like all that kind of stuff, so I don't even know. But anyway, so and naturally, to add on to that, we're gonna have zombies as well, but it's going to be Call of Duty Nazi zombies. Zombie mode as usual with all this weird little story that they're gonna put in and figuring that out. So I think it's it's what you see is what you get. It's COD zombies.
I kind of liked the Black Ops 3. What was that zombie arcade little game that?
I can't.
What was the name of it? Yeah, I forgot the name.
I can't remember.
But I really enjoyed it.
It was like retro.
Yeah, it was retro bird's-eye kind of shit.
Yeah. That was actually pretty cool. Yeah.
I think I remember reaching like level 9 and I'm like, I'm gonna stop, and then I'll reach the next level, but like, shit, I'm still playing it.
Yeah. I mean, for all the shit we give COD, they actually do try and like, input new things and everything, so they try their best. Anyway, anything else to add on COD, really?
No, I don't think so. I think that's about it. We just know that we're going to enjoy the game, but it's all a question about how much are we going to enjoy it. But I know we're going to like it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get it.
I need to wait for E3 and see what they do, basically.
It's World War II, bro.
Yeah, I know you love World War II, Saving Private Ryan.
I'm gonna be using M6s. Oh.
Okay, so our next bit of news is basically a pretty big rumor that has only leaked in the last few days, and it's concerning Far Cry. There's Far Cry 5 rumors. Basically, they're rumors that are almost certain about where the game is taking place, the setting, the time period, and everything. And it looks like, according to production crew who are filming in Montana, in the open plains, there was a film crew there. One of the producers on the film crew couldn't keep their mouth shut and was telling locals at the bar or whatever in the town that they're working on like this multi-sequel franchise and whatever, and it's for Ubisoft. And by that definition, it has to be Far Cry 5. So we know that it's going to be set in the plains of Montana. I was watching a video yesterday that was talking about the different locales, like that are actually there in Montana and Minnesota. It's like, you get snow-capped mountains, you get your kind of foresty areas, you get your open plains. So there's quite a variety of like little places that they can put in. Landscapes, sorry. Just like how Far Cry.
There are pretty high expectations for Far Cry, essentially because they've kept the level so high.
Yeah, they've kept it high, and they've kept also doing the same thing, and I think people are ready, especially after Primal, which was like a side thing. People are like, okay, what's the next level of Far Cry? apart from Far Cry 4. And I love the Far Cries. We were talking earlier, I have like 3 platinums from 3 to Primal.
I do love the Far Cries. How can they really how long can the Far Cry, like as an IP, can they really continue to expand on it to a point where they give us new things? Because it's not like I don't love the game, don't get me wrong, and I can never take anything away from it. But then there are times when I'm playing Far Cry and I'm like, okay, this is really good. But then essentially I'm gonna end up trying to climb a tower or something.
Yeah, it's copy-paste.
Yeah, it
from
feels
3 to Primal. It's like, even though Primal had no guns and we're using bow and arrow and spear, you were doing the same thing of climbing the tower, take over the camp. You know, and
it's not like I don't enjoy it. The Far Cry.
Yeah. You do enjoy that.
I was kind of scared for them in the sense that are they going to reach a point where we are having new games which are bringing something different to the table, and you still are a good game, but you are just not developing on it. They
need to keep the tropes, the skinning the animal, the crazy antagonist who's batshit insane villain. They need to keep those things, but I think the gameplay is more anything where it's a little bit stale. You know what I mean? I think they have to come up with more, like, apart from the gunplay. So gunplay, you can pretty much keep that, but they're going to have to come up with something just interesting. Like just gameplay scenarios, gameplay environments where maybe we have Far Cry already has a ton of flexibility and
it does.
The player is free to be creative and stuff. So
but,
it's tough. It's a tough one.
They have to develop it in a way that we can still feel that we're playing Far Cry, but you've given us more.
But yes, exactly.
I don't just want better visuals and the same gunfights. I mean, okay, look, you can keep the gunfights, right? But then I just want you to expand on the areas that you're already strong at.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll see. I think we're still gonna. When are we expecting it?
Probably E3. E3 reveal. Ubisoft conference. Yeah, definitely. And just to cap this off, there was a Giant Bomb episode yesterday where one of the Giant Bomb podcast, shout out Giant Bomb, love those guys. They got a little bit of insider info saying the game will be set in present day. The protagonist is a cop who is trying to run down a rebel group who has taken over some ranches and whatnot in the Montana region of the United States. So we'll be playing as 5-0.
Okay.
Yeah. That's Far Cry 5. We'll wrap it up there for Far Cry. I'm hyped. Let's see where it goes, and blow my socks off. So this is a bit of industry watch, basically. This last bit of news, we got NPD results for America. These are video game sales, physical consoles and software sales that are recorded every month, and why we're talking about it this time especially is because the Switch is out and it's a bit interesting to see how well it basically performed. So in terms of hardware, for the month, this is for the month of March. We're in May now, so we'll be getting April next week. So that's why we're talking about March. So Switch came in at number 1.
Not surprisingly.
That's not surprising. It's a new system. It's just come out. The Wii U was dead. It's Nintendo's fastest selling system in America. Even beating the Wii.
Nintendo on a roll. I don't even want to dive deep into a Nintendo topic because we do that quite often. But they really are on a roll.
Yeah, crazy. They as well. The PS4 came in second, and the Xbox came in third. And as well, in terms of software with the Wii, still going in.
Yeah, exactly.
With the Switch, Zelda sold an insane amount.
More copies than the
actual Switch, which means people were buying Zelda without owning a Switch.
Is it one of those things? Yeah.
When I get a Switch, obviously I'm going to play this.
Is it one of those things where it's like, look, I love Zelda so much that I trust Nintendo are gonna release more Switches, so I'm gonna buy Zelda now and I'm just gonna wait on you. Yeah. And you have no idea when more Switches are gonna come into stock.
Yeah.
Which is kind of
Their supply chain is really messed up.
It's an abusive relationship.
They're out of stock right now. Like you can't find a Switch to save your ass.
And you're just buying Zelda, and Zelda's waiting on your desk like, hey bro, I'm waiting for you.
I'm waiting for you. All you're gonna do is like lick that cartridge.
All you've done with Zelda, most of you have done with Zelda is lick it.
Yeah, pretty much. And the licking it tastes like shit, apparently.
And yet you still do it.
And yet you still do it because you just have to. You just have to. So yeah, Switch is done. I mean, of course, it was always gonna come in first place, but I think they're off to a pretty encouraging start.
Yeah,
you know,
they are. It's I'm just wondering how long they're gonna keep this run going because Nintendo are doing. They've got some sort of tactic where they're releasing something that you absolutely love, and then they're just not releasing enough of it. At what point can that continue going on? Because you're releasing a Switch and everybody loves the Switch and everybody loves Zelda, but you just don't have it.
But you just don't have it. Yeah, I think
you're releasing the NES Classic and then everybody loves it, and then you're just like, no, we just don't have enough.
Yeah.
So, at what point are you gonna continue? Don't you like money? What's going on?
Nintendo loves money, man. Come on,
but it feels like an abusive relationship of now you get it and now you don't.
Yeah, they need to capitalize on the heat. Like right now, the Switch is like in vogue and stuff. So everybody wants one. Just make more. Just go to those.
Do they choose to underestimate the love of their
People
product?
always think that Nintendo restricts supply to increase demand and stuff like that, like just especially when they've got a hot product. But it makes absolutely no business sense to do something like that. You want to sell more, you want to make money.
Exactly.
So I bet you they do, maybe before they have practiced a little bit of artificial scarcity, but who can really say, I think it's stupid if they ever did that.
I think it's just a
Why would you
dumb
want
tactic.
to sell more?
Yeah, it's a dumb tactic because
people lose interest if you know.
Yeah, the way they supply their hardware essentially is that it's more like an idea that people either have to buy yours or buy, say, PlayStation or an Xbox. No, we can really buy both.
Yeah.
If you had a huge amount of Switches available, we will buy your console.
Switch
and we will buy Zelda.
Favorite console.
Exactly. So not giving us enough makes no sense to me.
But yeah, so moving to software, top selling games of the year. Of the month. This is US only. Your favorite game was first, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands. We spoke about that a couple weeks ago.
That's what they say. Like,
Breath of the Wild came in at number 2. Number 3 was Mass Effect, and 4th was Horizon. 5 was MLB 17, the show. 6 was Grand Theft Auto 5. 3 years later, still on the charts. 7 was For Honor. 8 was NBA 2K17. At 9 we had Nier Automata. We should talk about that soon.
Yeah, we should
play
talk,
that.
yeah,
And
we
then
should talk
10
about
was
Nier.
Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. So good hold for Horizon, I think, because it came out in February. So I think it's doing pretty well by going from being 4th. Mass Effect debut, my god. 3rd. Game's a mess.
Yeah.
They're downsizing BioWare as well, by the way. I just read up on that. I just read that just before we came here.
Mass Effect.
Yeah, so Ghost Recon, man, cleaning house. Still first. No, yeah. I think it came out in March. So
and you actually called it. You actually said that this is gonna sell because people like shooting.
Shoot bang with your homies, dude. That's what people love, man. So. Hardly, it's the best-selling game of 2017 as well.
Not totally surprised. Not totally surprised.
Ubisoft know what they're doing, man.
Exactly. I mean, there were a lot of complaints about Ghost Recon in the sense that
its Metacritic is 71. It's the best-selling game of 2017. That's
people
tells you everything.
Yeah, people did have complaints about the story in general, and
who cares about the story, Patrick? Who played Ghost Recon gives a shit.
It was gonna sell regardless. It was gonna sell.
Exactly, it was gonna sell always. If it's competent and it looks pretty and it's fun with your friends, I think that's the market trend right now. That's what sells to the masses. Destiny, Ghost Recon, The Division. That's the kind of stuff that works. Alright, I think that's gonna wrap it up for our news this week. We're gonna move on to our second section, which is topic of the week. We got a pretty cool topic this week, I think. So, Patrick, I'm gonna put this forward to you. You guys definitely should chime in on this as well. With E3 just a month away now.
E3!
Be calm.
Woo, Lord!
So, with E3 just a month away, what are some of the announcements or gameplay presentations that we're most excited for, like across all the conferences?
I would like to see God of War.
Naturally.
I would like to see God of War. I mean, it feels that we have waited for God of War since the first trailer that came out in...
It wasn't a trailer, but it was a
gameplay demo.
A year. It was E3.
It's been a year,
E3
right?
2016.
Yeah, I want to see. God of War.
Because I think what I want to see is a minor boss, basically. Not like the troll, because I think the troll in the gameplay demo we had last year is like a basic level boss, like not even boss. I think a basic level enemy. So I want to see some of the just the minor bosses.
Oh, first
minor boss fights. No, absolutely do not. Yeah. God of War always opens with a boss fight. Don't spoil me on that. I'll lose my shit if they spoil that. So we need to see a boss fight. I want to see the gameplay mechanics and how we're going to implement magic, because magic always comes in with God of War. And I want to see more of the kid, Arceus. I want to see how the kid figures in to being your companion throughout the game, like Ellie in Last of Us or Elizabeth in Bioshock, that kind of thing.
To be fair, I don't think that his son will have so much. I feel he's going to be more of a peripheral character in the sense that when you want to get past a certain part, I don't think they're going to make him an integral part of battle and story. He's going to be more of, I need to get through this part, can I use him to do this, I don't know if they're going to... We
can give him commands.
Yeah.
According to the game director.
Even during battle?
Yes, even during battle. You can give him like semi-commands and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be interested to see how far they really take his role.
Yeah.
And whether using him or not will make the difference in your fight, or whether it will change the story and what he does. Look, I'm looking forward to it, but then I want to see how heavily involved you're going to have a co-character in there, whether it's going to be like, say, Ellie from The Last of Us.
Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah.
I want to see how far they can take it,
yeah,
especially in a game that is considered hack and slash.
Yeah.
If they can find the right balance, then we're good.
So what else is there that you're pretty much...
I want to see Spider-Man.
I was about to say, that's right there.
I want to see Spider-Man.
Show me being Peter Parker, please.
Exactly.
I'm begging you. I just want to see like some normal... I don't know why I'm obsessed with just doing normal shit as Spidey.
We spoke about this before on how we want to be Peter and do some stuff in normal... I just want to be him.
And then the decisions come in like, do this as Pete or do this as Spidey.
Then there's a transition. Okay, now he's Spider-Man. Now I can web sling.
Then... So I think show us a bit of the open world as well. I think if we get to swing around, if we see some swinging around the city, because I want to see how the web mechanics work. Web slinging is obviously the fundamental aspect that you have to get right with the Spider-Man game, so we definitely need to see how that works.
Yeah, there has to be a high level of... I should be able to interact with the world pretty heavily if I'm Spidey now. I don't think we expect anything less.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, I don't want to feel like I'm asking too much, but I wanna web sling around and be able to be Peter and still interact with the world and do stuff in my spare time. Like, I've been doing this for the longest time, and I haven't continued with the story because I've just been so heavily endorsed in the, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, yeah, but I want to see Spider-Man. Yeah, I want to see some gameplay at E3.
I really hope we see Spider-Man. Definitely. It's been a while since we've had a good Spider-Man game.
What else do you want to see?
For me, this is the number one thing I want to see is Sucker Punch is new IP. They're a Sony studio who made Sly Cooper, but more lately they've been making Infamous. Their PS4 game was Infamous Second Son. Those guys are really, really underrated. So, you know, that Infamous was a bit of a launch game 6 months after the PS4 was out. A little bit underbaked in terms of things you could do. But now Sucker Punch have had, what is it, 24, 5, they've had 3 whole years. And obviously the game won't come out this year. So they'll have like four years maybe development time to get this new IP right. So I'm really, really looking forward to this.
Do they have a point to prove? Do they have a point to prove? Because they did release a game that came out and it was relatively good, and it came out a little bit rushed.
It sold like a lot, so I think financially...
Were they not catching the wave?
No, yeah, there was not as many games to play, but I'm saying either way, right, financially they're secure. That's the key thing. They've made the money for Sony, you know, so they've secured their place. A lot of studios now, you screw up once, screw up twice, and you're dead. You know, like I mean, even the Hitman guys, the guys who are making Hitman, they're being sold off. Yeah. Square Enix are trying to sell them because last year's Hitman game didn't sell. IOS Montreal. Sorry, IO Interactive. They want to sell those guys off. So the thing is, what I'm trying to say is they've made the bank and they've earned the time to make what they think will be a great game. And I think we'll get something really cool out of that. Graphically as well, they're crazy. I mean, Infamous Second Son, those neon powers, the smoke, I mean, that's them even just getting to grips with PS4 hardware, and it looked amazing. So I'm expecting this, at least visually, to be like... to be pretty cool.
And open world.
I think it will be open world. There's some rumors I've read that it might be a Western, Western steampunk. I really hope it's not that, because I hate steampunk so much. Like, steampunk aesthetic does absolutely nothing for me, you know. The only game that's worked that way for me is The Order, but that one didn't lean so heavy into the steampunk, you know.
And The Order was short and sweet.
Yeah, a bit bitter at points, but yeah.
But I mean, essentially it looked good.
Yeah, but still, right now, I wish they put out a pro patch for that game. And another thing that I'm looking forward to as well, this game has been radio silent for a year, is South Park, The Fractured Butthole. We've seen like nothing from this game. It was meant to have come out in February. Being made by Ubisoft, South Park The Stick of Truth was absolutely amazing. I love that game. I absolutely love
that game. Missed me, and then you were telling me about it.
You would love it. Yeah. You would love that game as well. It's the funniest game I've ever played in my life, because it's like playing a season of South Park.
It's one of those that passed me, and I kind of felt guilty about it.
It's being re-released for PS4 anyway. When Fractured Butthole comes out. And yes, Fractured Butthole is exactly how you think it is. It's spelling wise anyway. So yeah, I'm pretty interested to see where that game is. It seems to be in development hell. The last game, Stick of Truth, was in development hell as well, but it came out okay, and it was a fantastic game. So I'm really interested in just getting an update, you know, like what's the status of this project. So yeah.
What do you think Xbox has to do to get this E3? Because Xbox, Microsoft in general just need an exclusive that's gonna carry them. I want to see.
Why? Why do you say do they need an exclusive to carry them? They could come to this E3 and show Halo 6, Gears of War 5, Forza Motorsport 7, Crackdown 3, Sea of Thieves, Cuphead, and Xbox people will love it. You know what I'm saying? They'll absolutely be completely happy with that. They'll lap it up and they'll buy those games. And it won't be the kind of games that will spread or spread to new people or make a difference. But the fact of the matter is, Xbox will be sustained by those guys. I ask, why? Why would they do that? I know you want to see it.
Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see a brand new Xbox exclusive that is AAA and out of this world, and we all love it, even though we do not own Xbox consoles. I want to see a game.
It's got to be a Scorpio showcase.
Yes, I want to see a game that is, say, Horizon level, and you're like, holy shit. Yeah, and you're like, holy shit, someone is actually doing something with your hardware, and they're making it work to their advantage.
Yeah.
And obviously, you Xbox fans are gonna absolutely love it. Why can I not see that? Why am I only seeing games from Xbox essentially?
I just named their entire lineup because you know what it is. You know, there's hardly ever anything surprising.
COD even looks like a game that I would play, definitely, but
yeah,
it's not something that I'd be like, oh my god, if I had an Xbox, I would totally, you know.
Plus, you can play it on Steam.
Yeah.
But then you just decide the point.
Yeah, I would want to see something that would blow my mind, but I know that's probably not gonna happen. Maybe that's too optimistic to ask. But is it too much to ask? To ask for something that is out of this world?
They've been getting stomped like the last 8 months by PS in terms of game quality, like the games being offered. You know, PS4 has an avalanche. Switch is doing its thing as well. Xbox players have had like Halo Wars 2.
I want to
see the last 5 months. That's like crazy, you know.
I want to see Nintendo come out swinging at this E3.
Yeah, I'm hyped for Mario Odyssey. That was the next thing I was gonna bring up. Is I'm so hyped for Super Mario Odyssey. It's finally we've been waiting since Galaxy 2 for like full 3D Mario. We got 3D World on the Wii U, but we all know that's not a real Mario game. But now we're getting Odyssey. Looks beautiful. It looks like it's got that Mario platforming charm that I love.
How many months old is it now?
2, 3?
3.
It came out in
3 months old.
Yeah.
You have to ride this wave.
Yeah,
Nintendo.
ride this wave.
You have to. And especially if you release a console and it's high selling, and then there's E3 straight after, I want to see the next game that's coming out. Whether you're serious about how long you can keep this competitive nature, this aggressive competitive nature going.
I think we need to see 2018 software teasers. Like after Christmas with Mario, what's the situation?
Exactly.
I don't know. Exactly. I have no idea. Are you gonna give us Metroid? Probably not. Are you gonna? What are you gonna do?
Metroid didn't come in.
Mario and Rabbids. You know that's coming. The Mario Rabbids collab with Ubisoft. But that's probably more for kids and stuff. You know, not to be dismissive, but it is what it is. You know, so.
And give us more hardware if you don't mind. Give us more Switches.
Oh yeah, Please, Nintendo, can you make more goddamn
Like if you don't mind, give us more of the stuff that you release.
Exactly. Could you go?
That would help.
Yeah, just go down to Foxconn. Just, bump up the order of Switches.
Seriously, you're giving us a console which we all want.
Yeah.
And you're just not making enough.
It's not making enough. You know, I've been ready to pull the trigger on a Switch on Amazon for like the last 3 weeks. The last 3 weeks, I'm like, alright, you know what? As soon as I see a Switch is available,
and I'm so guilty to the hype gripping me because remember, I think I spoke about this in episode 2, episode 1, I was just like, I don't know if I'll just buy the Switch for Zelda. And now I'm here in May and I'm like, I want the Switch and I want Zelda.
I want Mario Kart.
And of course,
I actually want Mario Kart more than Zelda.
But if you're telling me that you don't have it and I have to buy it for double the price of Amazon, I'm not gonna do it. I don't love you that much, Nintendo.
So Nintendo, please make more Switches, please.
Send them to Africa.
So anything else that you're looking forward to at E3? I mean, those are like my main highlights.
That's about it.
So yeah, that's topic of the week wrapped up.
Wait, before we move on, do you think I'm gonna see? The reason why I'm saying I is because I know you're not as excited about this. Do you think I'm gonna see Final Fantasy VII gameplay?
Shit. That's a good question.
Because if I had no news on FF7 remake.
If I had to put money on it, I'd say no and PSX.
Okay.
I have a feeling. And Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming out in 2025, but that's another thing. But no, I don't. I don't think you'll get. I think you'll get a Death Stranding trailer, but I don't see FF7. Y'all ain't getting that game for a while. You know what I mean? Like episode 1 or whatever.
I hope I don't have to wait 10 years for FF15, like the way I did for FF15.
No, but you'll get an episode every 3 years, and you know. So no, I don't see it happening. So yeah, that's topic of the week. You guys, if you feel like, go ahead and let us know what you think about what you would like to see at this year's E3 from all the conferences. All right, so we're gonna go on to a bit of your feedback with an interesting question that was posed on our Facebook group. Now, we know a lot of our viewers are really into FIFA and Pro Evolution.
We love FIFA.
So we put up the question from 2009 to 2013. We experienced one-way traffic for FIFA, but Konami have bounced back in recent years with PES, right? They've been on a comeback. Last few iterations of Pro Evolution.
You're still playing PES, right?
Still playing PES. Still going through Master League with my journeyman. So we asked you guys which is the better game and why between Pro Evolution and FIFA. So we just want to read out a couple of the comments that you guys put on our Facebook group and the Twitter that we thought were interesting. I'll start off if that's fine with you. Bitwell BJ Peary, thank you so much for giving us your opinion.
What?
He said, Bitwell BJ Peary. He said gameplay is more realistic in PES 2017 than in FIFA 17, but overall FIFA is the best. But credit to PES because they have really improved with 16 and 17. The only thing which is the drawback with PES is team licensing and fewer stadiums than FIFA. I think that's a very fair
That's a fair comment. It's a fair comment. And you know the thing about PES is that some people do kind of get that itchy feeling when you do not have the licenses.
Yeah.
I've noticed it. I mean, it sometimes gets to me, but doesn't get to me because I'm gonna enjoy the gameplay regardless.
Yeah.
So I'm like, look, I'm playing against Man Blue right now, but fuck it, it's so hard. I'm enjoying myself. But then to other people, it might get to them a little bit more.
Yeah. Love Doc Banda, I love that. Love Doc. He says FIFA for gameplay, PES for graphics. Macmillan Changwe says FIFA is the dopest shit ever.
Can I read the comment from Davis Apatanga Mwango III?
What did he say?
He said FIFA is a man's game.
Okay.
That's what he said.
Okay, FIFA is a man's game. Is that it?
That's what he said. That's what he said. So Davis Mongo III, yeah, you need to elaborate on that a little bit more. And OG Santana said PES is fake for kids. Even fake shots and passes.
Oh, that's harsh.
Yeah, it's a little bit harsh. And then he said FIFA concentrates on real dynamics. So yeah, it's been a little bit one way for FIFA, but I'm still gonna be on PES's side.
On our Twitter, InCntrlGamingZm, the bearded hero, Asupalo, shout out
to Apollo.
He's a big supporter of the pod. He said PES is better because the gameplay improved greatly. AI 2, FIFA not so much. They just gave us a fun story mode. And then Bloody Mary said FIFA 17. My explanation
I know you go.
is NESA, which is thanks for pretty cool. Thanks for getting in touch with us. And one more, maybe. One sec, I lost the comment. Okay, Will P. Jr. said, they both are good and I love playing them both. The only part I like about PES is the commentary. It has one of the best commentators. FIFA, I think maybe I've just heard too much of Martin Taylor and Alan Smith, but don't get me wrong, I like them too. But the Peter Drury and Jim Beglin just do it for me. The gameplay, the FIFA gameplay is what it is, just better. But both are good.
Yeah. So
he's giving props to both sides. So thanks for everyone who got in touch with us with responding to that. We got a lot of responses to. We can tell you guys love football. We love football as much as you do. We love video games about football as much as you do. But we can tell that you guys are really passionate about that. So thanks for responding. We're gonna have another question up for the next episode, and we hope you guys can respond to that as well.
Okay.
So guys, we think that's gonna wrap it up from us today. Thank you so much once again for joining us for this episode of the InCntrl Gaming Podcast. It's been fun as always, hasn't it, Patrick?
Always. And as usual, click subscribe, follow us on our social media. I don't know if they're popping up on the screen right now, but they should be.
Pato_Kafu on Twitter. I'm Ole_Gunner. So yeah, give us a follow and everything, and give us always please interact with us on our Facebook InCntrlGamingZm page.
And also follow the InCntrlGamingZm on Facebook.
Yeah.
And just write down your comments. Tell us what you want to talk about. Tell us what you want us to say. Tell us what you think that we should talk about. And yeah, that'll be a two-way avenue.
Two-way street.
Yeah, unlike Nintendo and their fans.
You're foul. You're just obsessed with this Nintendo thing, yeah? Alright guys, please let us buy a Switch once again.
Yeah, let us buy a Switch. Give us the Switch, Nintendo. Please. What's your problem? Yeah.
Alright.
So that's about it. And just get back to us, and then we'll have an upload ready for you next week.
Alright, see you guys.